Clara Matthews was a dedicated high school English teacher in her late 20s, known for her passion for teaching and her warm demeanour. To her colleagues and students, she seemed to have it all together, but Clara carried a heavy burden that few knew about. At home, she faced relentless emotional abuse from her husband, Logan. Logan had once been the man of her dreams, charming, attentive, and supportive. But over the years, his demeanour shifted. He became cold, critical, and controlling. Every morning, Clara braced herself for the inevitable barrage of insults. One day, as she prepared for work, Logan sneered from the kitchen, his coffee cup in hand. "Is that what you're wearing to work? You look ridiculous, Clara. How do you expect anyone to take you seriously looking like that?" Clara glanced at herself in the mirror. She thought she looked fine, simple yet professional. "Logan, there's nothing wrong with my outfit," she said quietly, trying to maintain her composure. "Wrong? Everything is wrong. You need makeup to cover that face and maybe stop eating so much," he shot back, his words cutting deeper than she let on. When she tried to ignore him, Logan lost his temper, spilling coffee on her blouse. "Now you have no choice but to change," he smirked. Clara hurriedly changed and left for work, her heart heavy. At Green Hill High School, Clara found a sense of purpose among her students. They appreciated her patience and the creative ways she brought literature to life. One student, Nathan, was particularly fond of her. A senior with a charming smile and an infectious sense of humour, Nathan often sought Clara's help with his grades. Nathan was struggling to balance academics and his passion for football. One afternoon, he lingered after class, waiting for the other students to leave. When they were alone, he approached her desk. "Miss Matthews, you seem upset. Is everything okay?" he asked, his tone unusually serious. Clara hesitated. She was used to putting on a brave face, but Nathan's genuine concern caught her off guard. "I'm fine, Nathan. Just a rough morning, that's all," she replied. "You don't have to tell me, but if you ever want to talk, I'm here," he said, flashing a reassuring smile. Clara chuckled softly. "Thanks, Nathan. But shouldn't you be worried about tomorrow's test instead of me?" Nathan laughed. "Maybe, but I've got plenty of time to study. How about I come by for tutoring later?" Clara agreed, not realizing the path this decision would set her on. That evening, Nathan arrived at Clara's modest apartment for their tutoring session. She had cooked dinner, wanting to offer some hospitality. Nathan walked in, his usual confident demeanour softening as he noticed her exhaustion. "Miss Matthews, you've been looking really tired lately. Are you sure everything's okay?" Something in his voice made her smile. "I'm okay, Nathan. Let's continue studying." Nathan's visits to Clara's home became more frequent, under the guise of tutoring. At first, their interactions were innocent, discussing Shakespearean sonnets, analysing complex texts, and preparing for exams. Yet, the sessions often stretched late into the evening, the line between teacher and student blurring with each passing day. It was in these quiet, intimate moments that Clara began to let her guard down. Nathan noticed the sadness in her eyes and the way her voice cracked when she spoke of her home life. He started to linger after their sessions, offering to help her tidy up or simply to keep her company. One evening after finishing dinner, Nathan stood by the window gazing out at the city lights. "You deserve so much better than this, Clara," he said softly, turning to face her. Clara, startled by the tenderness in his voice, tried to deflect. "Better than what? A pile of ungraded essays and a broken dishwasher? Better than someone who makes you feel invisible," Nathan replied, stepping closer. Their eyes met, and for a moment the world outside disappeared. Clara felt a surge of emotions she hadn't experienced in years: validation, warmth, and a dangerous sense of belonging. When Nathan reached out to gently touch her hand, she didn't pull away. The turning point came weeks later during another study session. Nathan had brought over a book he thought Clara would enjoy, a collection of poems about love and longing. They read passages aloud, their voices weaving together in the dimly lit room. "You have such a beautiful voice," Nathan said, his eyes locking with hers. Clara tried to laugh it off. "Nathan, you're such a charmer." "I mean it," he insisted, moving closer. "I know this is complicated, but I can't stop thinking about you." Clara's resolve crumbled under the weight of her loneliness and his earnestness. "Nathan, this can't happen," she whispered, even as she found herself leaning in. But it did happen. And once the boundary was crossed, there was no going back. Their encounters became more than tutoring sessions, their connection deepening into something Clara knew was wrong, but couldn't resist. Logan was no fool. He noticed the subtle changes in Clara's behavior, the late nights, the sudden bursts of happiness, the way she clung to her phone. His possessive nature turned into full-blown paranoia. One evening, Clara returned home to find Logan sitting in the dark, her phone in his hand. "Who's Nathan?" he demanded, his voice low and menacing. Clara's blood ran cold. "He's one of my students. I've been tutoring him to help him graduate." Logan didn't believe her. "Don't lie to me, Clara. I've seen the way you've been acting. You think I'm stupid?" Clara tried to play it off, but Logan's suspicions only grew. When Clara discovered she was pregnant, the truth became impossible to hide. The revelation sent her into a spiral of panic. She knew the child couldn't be Logan's and feared what would happen if the truth came out. Nathan, on the other hand, was surprisingly calm. "I'll take care of you and the baby," he assured her. "I'll get a job, drop football if I have to. We'll figure it out." Clara appreciated his support, but felt an overwhelming sense of guilt. She tried to keep the situation under wraps, but Logan's suspicions grew. Logan confronted her one evening after finding a prenatal appointment reminder. "You're pregnant?" he shouted. "And it's not mine, is it?" Clara hesitated, tears streaming down her face. "Logan, I can explain." "Explain what?" "That you've been sleeping with someone else." "Who is it, Clara?" Faced with Logan's rage, Clara broke down. "It's Nathan," she admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. Logan's face twisted with fury. "Your student? Are you insane?" The scandal rocked the community. Clara was arrested and lost her teaching license, while Nathan, though legally an adult, faced public scrutiny, and his reputation as a star athlete tarnished. Logan filed for divorce and spread the story far and wide, ensuring Clara's reputation was ruined. After serving her sentence, Clara began a new chapter of her life. She became an advocate for domestic abuse survivors, using her story to warn others about the dangers of seeking solace in the wrong places. As for Logan, his obsession with destroying Clara left him bitter and alone. He eventually remarried, but never found the happiness he craved. The moral of the story. Clara's story is a cautionary tale about boundaries, choices, and self-worth. 1. Seek help the right way. If you're in an abusive or toxic situation, reach out to trusted professionals or support networks. Confiding in someone inappropriate can lead to irreversible consequences. 2. Maintain professional boundaries. As a teacher, Clara's role was to guide and mentor her students, not seek emotional support from them. Crossing professional boundaries can have far-reaching implications. 3. Know your worth. Don't let someone else's words define your value. Clara's low self-esteem made her vulnerable to poor decisions. Learn to love and respect yourself first. 4. Think before you act. Every action has consequences, especially in moments of vulnerability. Take time to consider the long-term impact of your choices. Did this story resonate with you? Were you able to learn something new or gain a deeper understanding of the importance of boundaries and self-respect? If you enjoyed this story and found it meaningful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment below and let us know your thoughts. What would you have done in Clara's situation? Thank you for watching, and see you in the next story.